We just found out Yoru's true love in the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man. During the last chapter, we learned that Yoru had somehow remembered nuclear weapons. It's in this chapter where we learn that the reason she was able to remember them is because scientists had rediscovered and rebuilt nuclear bombs. It's soon after this that Yoru effortlessly defeats Falling and proclaims her love for America, and thanks America for making her strong and beautiful. Yoru's true plans have finally been revealed in the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man. Within chapter 211, Death and Denji have a conversation about the current state of the world and the future. Death discusses Yoru's plans to Denji, and it reveals a terrifying side of Yoru we've never seen before. Yoru's plan is to gather an army of devils to fight alongside her, allowing her to fight and ultimately kill Death in order to prevent humans from dying. Doing this will allow Yoru to create a never-ending war where countries and people fight forever, giving Yoru potentially unlimited powers and freedom to rule the world. This revelation is backed by the sudden appearance of Longsword Man, who emphasizes Death's claims. This information leads to Denji being momentarily shocked as he hesitates but ultimately chooses to trust Death. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about the sudden revelation of Yoru's plans? Let me know in the comments and follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we continue where 211 left off and follow Denji into the nurse's room where he contemplates masturbating to Death's panties. It's at this moment where Fumiko appears under the bed and has a somber conversation with Denji about his role in all of this. She tells him what most of us have been guessing since the last chapter, that Death is not to be trusted and that Denji should follow his true feelings. It's then that Fumiko drops a bombshell of information and reveals the devil she has a contract with, the STD devil. She explains that she is able to make a clone out of herself by overriding the body and mind of anyone she has sex with and uses her contract to gain information all across the world. She then leaves a departing gift for Denji, a nude image of herself, giving Denji one last quiet moment where the real war begins. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, Denji once again has a somber conversation, only this time it's with Yoshida. Denji tells Yoshida that he's not doing anyone any more favors, and that giving him a picture of himself in his underwear won't waver him. And it's here that we get to see a more human side of Yoshida. He tells Denji that he likes to watch people eat, and reminisces on his memories with Denji. It's after this moment that Yoshida thanks Denji for the memories and abruptly gets up. Denji thanks him for the food, and Yoshida apologizes, only to then blow up. Follow for more. The newest chapter of Chainsaw Man bears a lot of similarities to the final arc of Part 1, which seems to suggest we are now in the final stages of the story. Within the first few panels, we see the aftermath of Yoshida's farewell, confirming to us his death. It's right after this that Barum appears with a flamethrower, a clever nod to his hybrid transformation. Denji, seeing Barum, immediately goes on the offensive and eats Barum whole. At that point, Denji is now Black Chainsaw Man, and we bear witness to him, Fami, and Death looking up at the sky, only to see a door floating in the air, which seems to suggest the Hell Devil will be making his reappearance in the next chapter of Chainsaw Man. Follow for more. Within the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we finally find out what's behind the door that appeared at the end of last chapter. As it turns out, Yoru has seemingly taken over Hell and has now arrived back on Earth to challenge Chainsaw Man to a final battle. If Chainsaw Man wins, then Yoru will cease her attack on Earth. However, if Chainsaw Man loses, then Yoru will claim both the Earth and Chainsaw as her own. Chainsaw Man immediately attacks without saying a word, and we're then taken to a mysterious place that seems to be within the minds of Asa and Denji. And it's here where we see Asa has been searching for something for so long, leading us into a cliffhanger for another chapter. Follow for more. The newest chapter of Chainsaw Man is a very action-packed one, featuring Yoru and Pochita battling it out as Yoru creates new weapons, such as a Chainsaw Man whip, using the body of the accident devil. During this battle, she reveals that she made a contract with the governor of California. This contract stipulates that every time she experiences a death, someone in California dies, meaning that she has to be killed tens of millions of times before she even starts to feel any sort of worry. Behind all this action, we catch up with Asa and Denji, who continue to run through the alleyway until we finally see what Asa has been searching for, her mother. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we finally get some lore and background on Asa's childhood. At a young age, her and her family went to a local river when the devil suddenly attacked them. Her dad, injured, and her mother, trying to keep him from bleeding out, told young Asa to seek help from some devil hunters. Upon their arrival, Asa bears witness to what seems like the death of her father at the hands of her mother. It's soon revealed that her mother killed her father in an effort to secure a better life for the two of them, as well as ending a lifelong cycle of abuse. Asa later reveals to Denji that she purposely took longer in an effort to hopefully kill her father, wherein Denji admits to Asa that he intentionally killed his father and staged it as a suicide. Both of them start to laugh as they admit to each other. At the end of the day, they're both still good people. Follow for more. Within the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, Asa and Denji have a somber conversation about their future and the best way to deal with Yoru. Asa explains to Denji that the only way to beat Yoru is to kill and ultimately eat Asa, ending both of their lives. Denji attempts to reason with Asa, but to no avail. It's after this, Asa's hope is gone as she gives Denji and Pochita the chance they need by shooting herself in the head. With Fami reviving Pochita and Longsword Man cutting up Yoru's body, the perfect time to strike is now. Pochita revs his engines and proceeds to cut off the heads of Death, Fami, and Swordman, leaving us with yet another cliffhanger. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, Denji finally figures out the choice he has to make that was mentioned to him by the Fire Devil. Realizing it's up to him to make his own world, he puts his hand out to Asa and invites her to join him in living a normal life. In the meantime, Yoru rescues her sister from dying and, in turn, has the ability to turn the Death Devil into a weapon. But right as she does, Pochita swoops in and eats the Death Devil, eliminating death from the world and leaving us off with yet another cliffhanger. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, the battle continues between Yoru and Chainsaw Man. Yoru summons hundreds of devils to attack Pochita as she proclaims that she's finally learned the value of allies, saying she's going to teach Pochita those lessons too. It isn't until he's able to get the upper hand that Yoru unleashes her most powerful attack yet, converting the entire state of Michigan into a sword, leaving us off with yet another cliffhanger. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, the battle continues between Yoru and Chainsaw Man as Yoru continues to sacrifice the states of America, calling the power of Oregon and Virginia. In between the chaos, we see a tired Fumiko and a reminder that death was eaten when Yoru questions the length of the battle. It all comes to a head, however, once Yoru unleashes her most powerful attack yet, a nuclear punch. A punch so powerful it ends the chapter on a cliffhanger. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we see the aftermath of Yoru's nuclear punch. She walks through the streets filled with people who are suffering from the blast, not able to be killed. Yoru kneels down and starts crying tears of joy as she finally has achieved her dream world. Just then, she stumbles upon Chainsaw Man, who's seemingly been defeated, only for Denji to pop up and beat Yoru at rock, paper, scissors, allowing him to continue fighting, only to then reveal that Denji and Pochita have finally merged into one being, known as Denji Man. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we get a confirmation of Denji Man's colors, as Yoru describes him as red. We then see Denji Man grab several devils and uses them as armor. This leads Yoru to get angry, as she chooses not to attack her friends. Denji Man then proceeds to eat the Moray Eel Devil, causing Yoru to get more angry than ever before, and chooses to summon a weapon even more powerful than nuclear weapons, the moon. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, the battle between Denji Man and Yoru continues as Yoru summons the American flag on the moon and turns it into a homing spear, not allowing Denji Man to catch even a second to breathe as it locks in onto him. Just then, the Lion Devil appears to block the spear attack. In that moment, Yoru trips and falls and questions how Asa's influence is affecting her. Meanwhile, Denji Man spits out a pile of the Death Devil's pawns, revealing that he acquired them once he ate death, forcing Yoru into a corner that'll hopefully cause her to free Asa. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we find ourselves watching Denji eat more and more devil pawns as Yoru tries to figure out a way to stop him. As Denji swallows a teeth devil, Yoru leaps into the air and summons a chainsaw motorcycle and crashes it into Denji, forcing him to spit out multiple devils. It's at this point where Denji kicks Yoru into a wall, giving him a quick moment to go and eat more devils. Yoru stands over him, yelling at him not to run away and to continue fighting her, when just then, Denji stands over a door and proclaims that he's going to visit Hell to eat more powerful devils. We then get a glimpse of the new Hell awaiting us in the next chapter of Chainsaw Man. Follow for more. In the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we see an empty hell where only Denji and Yoru are present. Yoru immediately goes on the attack and starts shooting Denji, aiming at his eyes. Denji is then thrown into the water while Yoru is seemingly confronted by the Cicada Devil. Denji pops out of the water and gets back on land, where we see the Cicada Devil attack Yoru, and Denji claims to have made the perfect plan. Yoru then summons Asa, leading Denji to call her a cheater. The Cicada Devil and Denji then get into a fight that leads them back onto Earth, wherein Denji is now forced to fight yet another devil to save Asa, leading us back into this never-ending battle. Follow for more.